What's up, guys? We are in the third lesson of Instagram, and we are going to talk about creating content and a feed that flows. So, what we'll be covering in this lesson is general tips for creating content and a feed that flows, where to find your analytics, creating a feed that flows, what a successful profile looks like, and optimizing your bio. So, let's start off with some general tips. So you want to create clear, aligned content that's oriented around your interests and passions and gives value to the people you want to help. When you're creating your content or writing your captions, ask yourself, what kind of value is this bringing to my audience? Am I sharing knowledge, a personal story that can help others, or advocating for something I'm passionate about? The energy behind the content that you're putting out will heavily affect what you get back. Are you truly wanting to share value? Are you creating content or writing captions from a place of lack or greed? So a little tip to remember is there's 3 pillars of value. When you're creating content, it should fall under one of these 3 things. Does it educate? Does it entertain? Or does it inspire? So the amount you post is actually going to either help you or hurt you. Like I said, Instagram rewards the accounts that keep their followers engaged on the app, active. So if you're posting more, obviously they're going to reward you more and show your account to more and more people. So you should be posting once a day if it's lifestyle content, and show up on your stories every single day. The minimum amount of stories I recommend is like 5 stories a day. But yeah, you really want to have a presence on social media. You want to give your followers the opportunity to know who you are, and especially if you're constantly gaining new followers, you always want to be working on that connection with your new followers. I also find it really, really beneficial to show your face on your stories when you're talking to your audience, when you're talking to your phone, like you're talking to your audience, your friends on there. That's really going to resonate with people a lot more than if you're just sharing what you see in front of the screen. You should also go live once or twice a week and post to IGTV once a week. So I know going live can be really, really scary. This is something that I had to work up to. I didn't go live until after like 2 years of having Instagram, but it does really help. And I think picking like certain topics to cover really helps with coming up with the content that you want to share. So, for example, I did a whole month on sustainability where I would go live, share tips and tricks on sustainability, answer people's questions, and then I would simply turn that into an IGTV and post that. So it's kind of like a double whammy. It's also really important to reply to all your DMs. If you use voice notes, that's going to help a little bit as well. And also reply to all your comments, because how can you expect people to keep showing you love if you aren't showing it right back? So replying to all your comments makes the people commenting feel appreciated, and they will continue to do it. You can also reference your analytics to see what time you should be posting, which I'll show you guys in a little bit how to find that exactly in the app. Or you can find it in Later, Unum, or any other app that shows analytics like that. But we suggest posting when most of the people are on the app. So your post performance depends on how well it does in the first hour, which is why it's really important to post when most people are on the app, because if you post and then a bunch of people interact with it, the algorithm's going to say, hey, this is a great photo, I'm gonna show more people. Whereas if you post it where nobody's really online and it does really bad in the first hour, then Instagram's not really going to keep promoting your post. You can also use your analytics to see which posts perform the best, what you should keep doing, and what hasn't been working. So I feel like as a creator, that's so important to realize what's not working, what is working, change it up, do testing, do trial and error, figure out the best things to post, and then stick to that. Because obviously that's what your audience likes, that's what they resonate with, and if they're interacting with it, if they're resonating with it, then it's going to show more people, and it's just, again, going to really help your growth. If you're coming from the energy of, oh, I need to make a sale, I need to make money, make sure you get yourself in a place of trust, love, and abundance, and truly show up to share value prior to creating content, commenting, engaging, messaging, etc. Value is the most important thing. Value is what's going to help people build trust with you. If you're sharing something that's valuable to them, they can use it, they can implement it, they can share it with others, then that's really going to build trust. It's going to build love, which in the end is what is going to make that sale for you. So where to find your analytics? We're going to pop over to my phone real quick. We are already up on the Instagram app. I'm going to go over to my profile, and then right there, super easy, you'll click Insights, and this shows you all of your insights, and you can go in and do content interactions. So it does everything in the last 7 days, how many likes you got, replies on your stories, top posts, top story posts. So this is really good to see what people react to, what worked really well with people, what they responded to. So this one was a funny one that anyways, yeah, so obviously I need to post more funny content like that. And then, yeah, you can see which post performed the best. And then you can go here to your audience insights. So this shows you how many followers you gained and lost, where your top locations are, where your age range, and then down here it has the most active times of the day. So these are probably going to be the best times to post, because most of your audience is online during these times. So if you're able to post when most of them are on, you show up right away. People are going to interact with it, engage with it. So yeah, it's best to post around that time. And then you can do reach. So this shows you impressions, account activities, and again, top posts, top stories, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's your insights. Super easy to find if you have a business or creator profile. If you have a personal account, you won't be able to see any of your analytics. So that's why it's really important to get a business or creator account. So that's that. Thanks for watching, and I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next slide. Alright, moving right along to creating a feed that flows. So, first of all, I want to talk about content, because obviously you can't create a feed that flows if you don't have content. So there's 3 different ways that you can get content. You can either do it yourself, you can hire a photographer, or do a photo shoot with friends. So if you hire a photographer, if you really want those crisp, clean, professional looking photos, my suggestion to you is bringing 5 to 10 different outfits and change every 15 minutes to make the most out of your session. That way, it doesn't just look like you did one outfit, you did this entire shoot in one day, and your entire feed is this one day shoot. When you bring 5 to 10 different outfits and you're changing up the location, it's going to look like you took the photos on all different days, even though you did it all in the same day. So this isn't something that you need to spend a lot of money on. You can actually do this once or twice every month to get all the content you need. It does not have to be expensive. So I wanted to go over some tips for posing for you, because like we talked about earlier, the algorithm really loves faces. It loves building a connection with people. So if you put yourself as the subject in your photos, people are really going to connect with you. And it's all about connection, right? But I want you to know that it's okay to feel awkward. Like, unless you are a drop-dead, gorgeous Victoria's Secret model who's been doing this for years, being in front of the camera is going to feel awkward. I've been doing this for like 3 years now, and I still feel super freaking awkward. So anyway, I wanted to share some tips with you to kind of loosen you up and get you flowing so that you get those perfect candid shots. You're looking good, you're showing up on the gram, you're making connections. It's all about that good content. So my first suggestion to you is turning on some music. When you're listening to music that you like, you're kind of moving around a little more, dancing, like feel free to get loose and move around. And also bring a friend. If you feel super comfortable with somebody, having a friend there to tell you, oh, that looks really good, like, yeah, keep doing that, ooh, no, do that pose or whatever, like that's going to help you a lot too. That's going to really help build your confidence. But I have to say, the more movement you make, the more chances of your photographer, whoever it may be, will capture you doing something natural, even if you don't feel like it. So a slight tilt of the chin, move your arms around, do a twirl, add motion to your photo, maybe try running, maybe try skipping, maybe try kicking your leg up. You know, the more you just try things out, the more you do, the more chances, again, that your photographer is going to snap that picture, and the more you're going to learn what works for you, what angles look good, and hopefully you'll get some amazing candid shots. And it's okay if your photos don't really look the best when you're first starting out. Again, if you're feeling really awkward in front of the camera, like that's going to show. But I promise you, the more and more you do this, the more you work at it and just get over that uncomfortable phase, the easier it's going to become, and the more you're going to learn how to work your body to make it look its finest in photos. So if you take your own photos or do a photo shoot with friends, you can edit them in the Lightroom app. VSCO is also a good option as well. Or you can buy someone's presets. So I actually sell my own presets. Feel free to check those out if you would like. But presets are such a great way to add that special touch to your photos, to make them look cohesive, to kind of like just add a vibe or a mood to your photos, as opposed to just uploading it with like an Instagram filter or no edit at all. So I want to talk about a quality feed versus a low quality feed. So on the left we have Erin's feed, and this is a quality feed because clearly you can see that she has cohesive colors. The mood is kind of fun, it's vibey. Most of the photos she's smiling or laughing, she's having fun, and they all flow together. So there's a clear message through her colors, teal and orange. The colors you use are really going to have an effect on how your audience perceives your page. So obviously with Erin, she has teal, orange, and white. For me, teal and orange kind of just have like a fun, vibey feel to them. I really recommend having 2 colors and then an accent color. I feel like it gets a little too busy when you add more than 3 colors in there, and then if you have less than that, then it's kind of plain and boring. So then the one on the right, I'm showing, which I think this is actually Erin's old feed, her personal account. Here it's kind of just all over the place, right? There's no cohesiveness to it, there's no flow. Your eye is kind of taken all over the place, it's bouncing everywhere. This feed really lacks content. There's no cohesive colors. It's even got those like weird white borders. But yeah, this feed is what you want to stay away from. Alright, the next thing you can do is create a depth of field with your photos. So you want to place busier photos next to minimalistic photos, as well as separate your colors. So on the left you can see she has those 3 green photos right there. There's 3 blue photos right here. So these 2 kind of like attract your eye the most, and it's kind of distracting, and then over here it's kind of just all jumbled up. And so over here I rearranged her photos where I separated the greens from each other, I separated the blues from each other, and then I put the whites in between. And then here you can see too, here's a busier photo. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a busier photo. Most of the screen is taken up, there's stuff going on, there's texture here in the background, there's texture here in the fence, texture in her shirt. So this is a really busy photo. And then here, this is a minimalistic photo because she is clearly the main subject, and then this is basically white around here. I know there's a little bit of texture, but for the most part it's white. It's not like this busy texture over here. And then same with this photo. So there's 3 photos of her, and then the background is super white, super minimalistic. So placing these photos diagonal from each other or across from each other is really going to help create a depth of field, and the viewer's eyes can easily flow throughout the feed. I also just threw one of my presets over the top just to show how much of a difference it can help with your feed. These are all the exact same photos, just rearranged differently with the preset over the top. The next thing you can do is utilize lighting to get similar looking shots. So as you can see on the one on the very left, all these shots look like they were taken throughout the day. You can see blue sky, you can see clouds, and this makes her entire feed a little cohesive. And then the one in the middle, it looks like a lot of the shots were taken at night or dusk. And something to consider too is where you live is really going to have a big effect on the overall mood or lighting that you get. So if you live somewhere that kind of has this more foggy tone, if you live somewhere that gets a lot of clouds and moodiness, then you might want to go for a feed that kind of looks a little more like that. Or if you live somewhere that's always bright and sunny, then obviously you would have a feed that looks more bright and sunny. And then over here on the far right, you can see most of their photos were taken around sunset. They have that pinkish orangey glow. Another thing that you can do to help create a feed that flows is find an aesthetic that you like, use another page as inspiration, then try to recreate that in your own unique way. So again, the feed on the left, this vibe to me, when I landed on her page, my first thought was like, wow, wanderlust, adventure, dreamy. Those are the kind of words that popped up when I was looking through her feed. And then when I landed on his page, it was more like, ooh, moody, mysterious, like dark kind of vibes that I'm getting from this page. And then the page on the far right, if you look at it, she's very beachy, very like skater girl. You totally feel that vibe as soon as you get to her page. Kind of like a vintagey look too. But yeah, that total beach babe, skater girl vibe is coming from this feed. So when you're looking to create a feed that flows for yourself, find these accounts. Find the ones that speak to you, your vibe, who you are as a person, and then try to recreate that. Use that as inspiration. Try to mimic their edits when you're first starting out, and then obviously build upon that, build your own style. But yeah, using other accounts as inspirations is a really great way for yourself to learn. Your stories need to be consistent as well and kind of go with your overall theme or vibe. So you can use apps like Planoly, Canva, Unfold to create fun, consistent stories that match your aesthetic. So these are a few story templates from Canva. Canva is free. They have tons of free story templates on their Canva app. And yeah, there's so many different ones you can choose from. You would have no problem finding something that fits your vibe. And then this one is from Unfold. You do have to pay for some of their templates, but they do have a lot of free ones, and I use this one a lot as well too. So yeah, those are both really good ones, and then Planoly as well. So now we're going to go over what a successful profile looks like. So a clean Instagram layout is going to bring in more followers and more engagement. Some key things that make up a successful profile and a clean layout are a feed that flows, matching highlights, quality profile pic, and a simple and clear bio. So I'm using my own feed here as an example. You can see my overall colors and theme are this kind of like blue and mauve pink. I have a few yellows in there as well. My profile picture matches. My bio is clear. It tells you exactly who I am as a person, what I do. And yeah, this is really going to attract followers. When they land on your page, they're going to see, oh, like this looks really good. I want to follow this person. So first impressions are everything, right? Your feed, your highlights, your profile pic, your bio. Give your potential new followers a first impression that determines if they want to follow you or not. And I also wanted to add, for some reason, profile photos do better when they are light blue in color. I don't know why that is. Maybe because blue symbolizes trust and loyalty, and they're just drawn to that color. But yeah, for some reason, all the really, really big accounts usually have a blue profile photo. Next, we're going to go over optimizing your bio. So your bio lets your potential new followers and teammates know if they vibe with you and if you have the solution to the problem they're experiencing. You really want to convey your personality And you can leverage the name section to increase your reach, which we talked about earlier when I was showing you how to set up your profile. You should also include your name somewhere in there because it makes you more relatable. You know, it gives a name to the face, to the page, as opposed to it just being a page. They can put a name to a face. And then, like I went over earlier, you want to include your niche topics in your name section when you're editing your bio. So that makes it really easy for people to find you when they're searching for that on Instagram. If they search business mentor, Erin's page is going to come up because she has that in her name. So you also want to include a niche statement in your bio. A niche statement is a one line that answers the questions: who do you help? How do you help them? What results can you give someone? An example of a niche statement here from Vanessa is: I help online coaches dominate on social media and turn followers into clients. So basically, I help, insert who you help, insert how you help, and insert the results you give. If you have more space after your niche statement, then you can add an intentional detail. So an intentional detail is something that's either a fun fact or an authority builder. So fun facts could be: visited all 50 states, plant-based, 20 plus countries. You can have a lot of fun with this one. Just let people know who you are. And then an authority builder examples are likely more applicable late in your Instagram journey, but it could be six-figure online earner, best-selling author, amount of views on YouTube, anything that applies to you that builds your authority. But don't worry if you don't have anything that does that now. You can just use a fun fact. Lastly, a clear call to action that points downwards to your link. So this is super, super important. A compelling call to action has clear direction and supports your marketing goals. So examples of this would be anything like: get the chance to work with me, follow along my journey, apply to work with me and my team, join the community, learn how to work online. Or if you're trying to be more creative and you don't want it to be so direct, you can say: if you're looking for ordinary, you've come to the wrong place, or something along the lines of that. Another way that people can find your account is to add hashtags to your bio, and you don't necessarily need to just add these additionally. If you're talking about, for example, in mine, I have currently parked in hashtag Arizona. So you can add it in your bio with the words that you're already using, as long as they kind of follow along with who you are and what your niche is. Another good tip is to add emojis. They can convey a lot of information in just one character about who you are, and they're a great way to highlight your brand personality. I also wanted to let you guys know that we don't really recommend custom fonts because you want your bio to be clear and easy to read. People are already conditioned to like the Instagram bio because that's what the majority of us are using. That's what the big influencers are using. So when you stray from that, it kind of puts people off, or if they can't clearly read it, they're not going to want to squint their eyes or zoom in to read what your bio says. So just keep it clear, simple, and easy. And then another side note I wanted to add is to use proper spacing and line breaks to make your bio look clean. So you can actually do this if you write your bio out in your notes on your phone and then copy and paste it. That's a great way that you can add spacing, the proper spacing, so not everything just flows together. So as you can see here, I have: hi, I'm Chas, then I entered, currently parked in hashtag Arizona, entered, sustainability is hashtag cool, entered, and then so on and so forth. This is just going to make it a lot easier and cleaner for people to read. So just to recap what we covered today: general tips, where to find your analytics, creating a feed that flows, what a successful profile looks like, and optimizing your bio. So the action step that I want you guys to take is optimize your bio using the framework linked below. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I hope you found this information so valuable. I'm so happy I could be here to teach this for you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next lesson.